Hello! Sorry, I'm here. I didn't push the button and I went live before I pushed the button. The sun is directly in my face, so the time changed. So now it's daylight longer, and so the sun is directly in my face. But at least we are lit up, right? At least it's not dark, because that's never fun. Welcome to Ask Ashley. I missed you guys last week. I was sick with probably, I was just sick, and I'm better now. I had fever. Couldn't taste anything, but I'm better now, and I just have a little bit of phlegm. So if I'm coughing, it's because there's stuff in my chest, but it's just a little bit. And we are on the mend. And I missed you, and I hate missing Ask Ashley because it really does just give me fuel for the whole week. Like, I enjoy spending time with you guys and talking about business. It's my favorite thing to talk about, and like getting to know you all a little bit better, and just I love every second of it. So I missed you, and I'm happy to be back. And we have 6 questions already. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in to spend the most of our 30 minutes that we can. Off center. Okay. Donna says, can you explain what you did to make the Claire Bun Beanie go viral? Yes, I can, Donna. Now, if you would have asked me this in 2017, 2018, it went viral in November 2017. If you would have asked me this question in 2017, I would have said I did nothing. It was a complete freak accident, just by fate. Like, I didn't do it. But now that I know more about running a business and going viral and all that stuff, that is no longer my answer. My answer is I created a product that was highly requested, big demand for the product, because there was a beanie that went viral before mine. That was a messy bun beanie. I don't remember if you remember, but it was like a blonde girl, and the beanie itself was like jewel tones, and she was sideways, and you could see her ponytail. That picture went viral first. So then everybody was loving messy bun beanies. They were like all about the messy bun beanie. I didn't even want to make one, but a lot of people in my life kept asking me for one. So I was like, fine. And then I designed 3 because I got 3 ideas, and I couldn't just choose one of them. So I released all 3 of them. And the Claire Bun Beanie was the one that went viral. So I created a product that had huge demand within the world, like marketing, right? Within the market, big demand. 2, I used a gorgeous, well-lit picture of a gorgeous model. So there's a girl in town, her name's Erica. I was like, if I send you a couple beanies, would you give me a couple pictures to use in my Etsy listing and on social media? And she was like, sure. And I sent her the beanies, the linen Claire Bun Beanie, and a smoky lavender Juliet Bun Beanie. And I don't even think I got a picture for. I guess she just really liked the linen one. And she took a selfie on her phone and sent it to me, like in 2017. So the phones weren't even that great, right? And that was the picture that I used. It was beautiful, well lit, displayed the beanie well, like there was nothing else in the photo. It was a very close to her face and her torso photo. And she was also very beautiful. So everything in the photo was beautiful. So I made a product that was in high demand, and I had a very beautiful, well-lit, clean, crisp, high-quality photo to use in my Etsy listing as the main photo. And I also, there's another one. There was a third thing. Oh, my listing was set up appropriately to show up in search results. So when an influencer went to Etsy, also, 4th thing, I was on Etsy. If I was not on Etsy, that would have never happened. My business, that would have never happened to my business. The only reason I was able to even be found by this influencer is because I was on Etsy. Etsy has an affiliate program. So influencers can sign up for their affiliate program just like you can through Amazon. And if they share the link to any Etsy listing, they get a commission from Etsy, which comes out of the 6.5% that we pay Etsy listing when we pay fees. It comes out of that. That helps pay for things like Super Bowl commercials and influencer commissions, right? So I didn't have to pay out of my pocket. It was already coming out of my pocket with the fees. Etsy paid that lady to share her links because she was an affiliate, just like with Amazon. So that's the 4th thing, is I was on Etsy. But back to the 3rd thing, which was I set up my listing well with SEO, search engine optimization, for my titles and tags and my description, which description was not part of it. So titles and tags were set up well in 2017. And when an influencer went to Etsy searching for a messy bun beanie, mine showed up in search results because my SEO was on point and my picture was gorgeous. So it stopped her scroll and she went with mine. She could have chosen from hundreds probably. She chose mine and then she shared it in her gigantic Facebook group. Facebook groups were really big in 2017 and the rest was history. So that is what I did to go viral. I had a high demand product. I had a gorgeous, well-lit photo. I had like proper search engine optimization, optimized keywords. And I was on a platform that had, excuse my dogs, an affiliate program that influencers know, like, and trust. Like Etsy has been around for a long time. So these influencers like, know, and trust Etsy, the platform, not Etsy, the individual sellers, right? That's what I did. But if you would have asked me in 2017, I'm like, I didn't even do anything. This was just magic. But I did do stuff. Hi, Anthea. Hi, Charity and Charity's mom. Welcome. So that's what I did for my Claire Bun Beanie to go viral. Donna, I hope that answers your question. And thank you for asking. I really enjoyed talking about it. It was one of the highlights of my career because this is a real business. I'm a real career woman. Next question is Christina, and she says, any advice for advertising your Etsy shop? How can I get the word out to my customers if majority of my friends and family aren't necessarily my ideal customer? So Christina, you've got a couple different options. I would suggest taking multiple paths, right? You don't just want to do one thing. First, if you are selling to your friends and family, I suggest running them through your Etsy shop. Now, if it is your mom or your sister or your best friend and they can go above and beyond for you and it's not a big ask, like if you have the opportunity to do this, if you can have them go to Etsy.com, search in the search box for the thing that you sell and scroll for days until they find your listing, like a really good keyword, like messy bun beanie, right? Like a really good keyword, whatever it is that you're selling, have them type that keyword in the search box and then keep scrolling until they find your listing, click on your listing and purchase it. That will do crazy amounts for your Etsy juice, right? That's going to help you show up it's going to give you a really big boost in the algorithm because it's telling Etsy when this customer searched this specific keyword, they landed on your, like nothing was doing it for them until they found your listing. Then they clicked it and then they bought it. That tells the algorithm this is what people want when they're searching this key phrase. So if you can have them go out of their way to do that for you, it can be extremely beneficial. Take them out to coffee or something after. But you want to run everybody through your Etsy shop because every time you get a sale, it's going to help your algorithm juice. Every time you get a 5-star review, it's going to help your algorithm juice. So if you have friends and family that are purchasing from you anyway because they're supporting your business, instead of trying to cut around paying the fees, I suggest just paying them because in the long run, it's going to help you get more sales in the future. So that's the first thing is if you do not have an off Etsy site, if you have your own off Etsy site, my advice would be different. But if you do not have an off Etsy site and Etsy is your only e-commerce platform for people to purchase from you, do it that way. Next thing is when you are promoting your stuff on social media, speak directly to your ideal customer. If your ideal customer is a mom of boys, she's a boy mom, talk to fellow boy moms, draw her in, talk directly to her, talk about a struggle. If you are a boy mom and she is a boy mom and you both have boys of like elementary age kids and they have lots of energy and they do lots of sports, talk about that stuff with the product that you're selling. If you're wearing a red and white messy bun beanie to your son's football game, talk about it in a way that will let other moms of sons know what you're doing so they can engage with you emotionally and so they can visualize that thing in their life, in their specific circumstances and lifestyle. And like they're going to think emotionally about how you are a mom supporting your sons at their football game wearing this beanie, and then they're going to want to partake in that emotional mess that's happening as humans, engage with one another. So talk directly to her, very directly and very specifically. Don't try to just cast a wide net. Get very intentional when you are posting on social media. Third, utilize Pinterest. You should be pinning all of your products on Pinterest. You can go the fast way and just go to like your Etsy listing. And then if you have like a Pinterest plugin on your internet browser, you can click that and then it'll like show you the images on the screen. You can click the ones that you want to pin. Do that. Do just your individual Etsy listing photos, pin all of them, pin them to different boards, pin them to the same board, pin them right now or schedule them. You can schedule them on Pinterest. It's a little bit of a long process, I guess, to go through all the steps, but you can schedule them so you don't have to remember to go in every day at 3 o'clock to make a new pin. You know what I mean? Or you can go a little bit more time consuming route and make pin images on Canva. If you go to canva.com and go to the templates area, type in Pinterest, you can click on a Pinterest template that you like, open it, drag and drop your photos, change the text to make sense for your photos and your product and your branding, change the colors, and then save it. So you want like a tall graphics usually do well on Pinterest, and post it to Pinterest. You should be posting and link it to your Etsy listing, right? You should be posting, if you post a reel on Instagram showing one of your products, you should turn that into a Pinterest post and tag your product, link to your product so they can go buy your product. Everything that you do, if it can go on Pinterest, like if you download the video to your phone and you sent it to Instagram, but now we're going to send it to Pinterest, right? We're not linking to Instagram unless you're trying to grow your Instagram. If you're trying to get sales, we're going to link to your Etsy listing. So make and utilize Pinterest. There's a lot that goes into Pinterest. It's not inside Crochet Boss Academy. No, I might make a course one day of just Pinterest. Pinterest is its whole thing. You can do Pinterest research, how to do well on Pinterest, because there's things that you got to do to get set up properly. There's things you want to avoid, like you don't want to have personal boards on your Pinterest. You want to just have ideal customer specific boards. You want to use really good keywords in your pin board, in your board titles and board descriptions, and then in your Pinterest listings, your Pinterest posts one at a time. You want to use really good keywords in everything, just like on Instagram or Etsy. Always keywords is how you're going to get found. So utilize Pinterest, talk directly to your ideal customer on social media, and funnel all of your sales through your Etsy shop, even the friends and family type sales. Doing those things are going to help you a lot. If you're not doing any of those things, doing those 3 things are going to help you a lot for how to get more word out about your Etsy shop. Another thing that you can do, Christina, is going to be the next step up, like journey wise, like further along in your business journey, is create an email. Get an email service provider. I recommend Flowdesk. There's an affiliate link in my link in bio on Instagram. I think it's acraftyconcept.com/crafty links. If you just put that on the last page, there's a Flowdesk thing. That's the one I use. I highly recommend it. It's very user friendly. But you get yourself an email service provider. You create some sort of offer that will entice people to sign up to your email list, and then you start emailing them and serving them well through email. It's a long game, but it's way more lucrative than, like, think about social media more like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. And email is extremely more intentional than that, like very more directed. So next step after you've done those 3 things, if you have not created an email system, that's very important. And I do teach that inside of Crochet Boss Academy. It is module number 6. So hopefully that was helpful, Christina. Thank you for your question. Let me know if you guys need me to talk about it a little bit more. Next question is from the Joe Cool, and she says, "Hey, Ashley, how are you? Much better. Thank you for asking." She said, "Good to have you back. I just wanted to know, what is the big difference from a view and a visit on Etsy, and what is the best way to have people engage with your shop?" So a view, now I'm having a moment. Let's just Google it. Etsy, I'm going to share my screen. Etsy view versus visit. I believe one of them is like your shop, and then one of them is when they click on your listing. According to Etsy, the definitions are: views sum up every single click on your listings or your shop. Visits reflect many views by the same person. Okay, so if I get in your Etsy shop and I click on one of your listings, that's a view and a visit. But then if I click out of that listing and I go to this one, you're getting another view, but it's still just the one visit, right? So if one person views multiple things, that's where the difference comes from. So one is people and one is how many times that person or all the persons click and move around your shop. So how can you get more engagement with your shop? When it comes to liking your shop, I'm not really for me as a consumer, if I find a product that I like on Etsy, I like the product. Very rarely do I like or follow the shop because I know that I can get to it from the liked product if I need to. Now, there are benefits to following and liking things on Etsy because if they've got it set up to where, because Etsy will let you create a coupon code where if someone favorites your shop, you send them a coupon code. That's going to be up to if that's good for your business model or not. So if you have it set up, or if you're a consumer, there's a Etsy consumer, you can do that for yourself and see if maybe you'll get a coupon code if that's your jam. But I think what you're asking me is like, how can you turn them into sales, right? You've got people viewing your stuff, but they're not clicking and buying. So that's going to be what we're needing to do. So you need to make sure your keywords are speaking to your ideal customer and not your ideal customer. So if I'm selling a crocheted hat, putting crocheted hat in my title. Okay, so now it's getting a little weird because crochet is starting to get more popular in like main fashion, like the fashion people. People are starting to wear crochet, so they probably would type that in now, but 6 years ago they wouldn't have. But make sure you're not attracting people trying to buy the patterns. That's a big thing with crocheters. Make sure your listing is set up to sell the finished piece and to attract the finished piece buyer, not other crocheters who want to make the thing too, right? So there are going to be like amigurumi. You don't need to have that in your listing. Nobody knows what that is. Like regular people outside of the crochet community and a lot of people inside of the crochet community, we don't even know what that is. I think it's a Japanese word, and I think it might mean toy. I know what it is, but I don't know what it means, right? So don't use industry jargon. That would be like the marketing term. Use words that your ideal customer would be searching when they're trying to buy the thing that it is you sell. Messy bun beanie would be if they were looking for a messy bun beanie. Mom bun beanie, ponytail hat, things that they would be searching. Keep it as simple as possible. Most simplistic terms for the thing. I literally made listings that said beanie with a hole in it because people would search that to try to find what they're looking for. And then next, you want to make sure you seal the deal with your description. The description of your listing should speak to your ideal customer's emotions. They should use sensory language to help them get an idea of what your product feels like, how it, like the drape, all the different stuff, the squish, because they can't do it in real life. So you need to do that for them through your videos, your photos, and your descriptive language, right? So you need to tell them why they need it. You need to have specific pictures in your listing that engage in their emotions. One of your listing photos should be a lifestyle shot. And I go over this in detail inside of Crochet Boss Academy. But you need a lifestyle shot so the consumer can visualize that product in their life. So if you sell baby bibs, you should have a picture of the bib on a baby. Like candid would be awesome. Like a baby wearing it at their cake smash photo shoot or something like that. A candid photo of that product in its natural habitat is really going to help engage with your ideal customers' emotions, and they need to be able to see that product in their specific life. So the types of photos and videos that you use are going to help them do that. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you for your question. Next one is Deborah. Deborah is my favorite person from the Bible, just so you know. And she says, I'd like my local people to know they can order directly from me and pay locally, no postage, via my Square device that syncs sales back to my Etsy shop. Okay, where do I place this on my Etsy page? So Deborah, something that I have done in the past is I've created a coupon code called local pickup only. That's what I made the code. If you typed in local pickup only, no spaces, what that does is take off the shipping. So they don't have to pay shipping, gives them free shipping. And then you have to message them and say, hey, I got your order. It'll be ready on Tuesday. This is where we do, and you have to organize your pickup, right? But if you do a coupon code for free shipping, they can still check out everything that they need on the Etsy listing. You don't have to use your Square. They can purchase it all online through your Etsy shop. You can get, like, if there's any customization that they have to select, everything, their name, their address, all of it will be saved for you to have. And they typed it in, not you. So the chances of there being errors are smaller because they type their address regularly, right? Less mistakes. So they can do all of it through your Etsy shop and then take off the shipping cost and just say local pickup only. Then if somebody uses one of the apps that help you find coupon codes, like you live in Kentucky and somebody from Mississippi use the coupon code local pickup only, you can message them and say, hey, your order is ready to be picked up. I like to do drop-offs at Walmart in Berea. What time is good for you? And they'll be like, I live in Mississippi. And then you'd be like, okay, that's going to be $4.50 shipping. That's why it's local pickup only. That's the best thing I can do. But that has worked well for me in the past when I started, or when I was still selling finished pieces. So hopefully that can help you, Deborah. Thank you for your question. Bridget says, hello, I make velvet beanies, and after calculating for labor and time, it is calculating around $40 to $45, making $8 an hour. Should I aim lower even though I'll be making less for my time? So Bridget, sorry, what I'm hearing is you are wanting help pricing your items. I don't price my items with like a formula that tells me time per hour. In my brain, and it's very unique. I realize that is not a common thought. Every single sale that you get is helping you create the business of your dreams. So maybe I'm not getting, in this moment, I'm not getting the $8 an hour that I would want, but every sale that I get now is helping me grow my business and raise my brand awareness, get return customers, get 5-star reviews. Everything that you're doing is investing in the long term, right? So even if you're not able to get, sorry, I just saw another comment come in and I got distracted already pre-answering that question in my head. If you're not able to get exactly what you want in this moment, that's, for one, give yourself some grace to know that that's okay. Also, you need to have, so your prices are going to be unique to you and your ideal customer. Everybody's prices are going to be unique to them and their ideal customer. You need to choose a price that's fair to you and fair to your ideal customer, and that is appropriate for your like level of crochet, the materials that you use. Like when I first started selling finished pieces, I just learned how to crochet, and I mean, not just learn, but I still wasn't very good at it, right? My amigurumi was extremely holy because I was not using the right hook yarn combo, and I didn't know that. And I just thought crochet was holy because it's yarn. So and I sold them. And I was selling my stuffies like, they're on the next shelf up, my Ava bunnies. And I think I was selling them for $15. But that price reflected my skill level in that moment. If I was to sell them now, it'd probably be closer to $25. When I first started selling Claire Bun Beanies, they were $15. By the end of my journey selling Claire Bun Beanies, they were $30. Like, as the demand picks up, as your business grows, you can always raise your prices, but you cannot lower them. You can, but it's highly not recommended because it sets really bad psychology in the mind of your customers. Because if you even sold one, say you got it for $40 and then you lowered it down to $30, you're telling everybody, whether they purchase from you or not, that you don't think your stuff is valued at $40. So you are devaluing your stuff right before their eyes from your own mouth, basically. But that's not even the main problem. If you sold one at $40 and then you drop the price to $30, you're basically spitting on the person that bought it for full price. And you're saying, haha, you're a fool. You should have just waited and it would have been cheaper. So it's really bad psychology. You don't want to lower your prices. If you've already lowered your prices, it's not the end of the world, right? We can always overcome. It's fine. But I just wouldn't like bank on that. I wouldn't set that up as my thought, like, oh, I can always lower it if I don't get any bites. I wouldn't do that. But you can always raise them because that speaks to demand. That says, I'm getting lots of orders for this. I have to raise my prices to make it worth my time and to be able to keep up with demand. And that, to me, as a consumer, is like, I better get one. I better get one now before she keeps raising her prices, or I better get one now before she gets so many orders that the turnaround time is 12 weeks away and I can't wait that long. So it's good psychology, right? So think about that when making your prices as well. I'm trying to see if there's any questions or comments coming in about this conversation. So when it comes to this specific beanie, I can't answer that for you because it's going to depend on who your ideal customer is. If she finds value in your beanie and the yarn that you used and all the things, right? Also, like how you present your business and your packaging and your branding. All of this stuff is going to affect your prices too, because if you present your business as a luxury brand and you provide a luxury experience with the packaging and they get this gorgeous custom designed box that's got your branding all over it, and they open it and the whole inside is bright pink, like the inside of the box. And then instead of tissue paper, you use this gorgeous like handkerchief that's reusable, and you've wrapped your product in this reusable, gorgeous handmade handkerchief, and then they open it. You know what I mean? That's a whole experience that is going to come with higher price tags, right? If you're throwing your product in a poly mailer and slapping a thank you sticker on, which is the only way I shipped everything when I sold finished pieces. That was my shipping. I did use organza bags. I rolled up my Claire Bun Beanies, put our Handmade with Love wrap label on them, and then put it in an organza bag with my business card and close that up and then put it in the poly mailer. But it was very, very simple. That is not a luxury brand. Okay. That is just average, right? So make sure your prices reflect the experience that your customers are getting. So that's why it's going to be different for everybody. And that's why even all of the different products that you sell, the main thing is, in my mind, when I set my pricing, I want to be able to make the same amount of money whether I'm making a Claire Bun Beanie or a Daisy Granny Square Blanket. I want my profit margins to be the same no matter which one I'm doing. Because if not, if you make, let's just go by the hour, okay? Let's say you make $8 an hour when you make Claire Bun Beanies, and you only make $3 an hour when you make the Daisy Granny Square Blanket, but this thing is $20 and this thing is $150. But the profit margins are $8 an hour and $3 an hour. Yes, that math is not mathing. I know it's an example. It's just an example. This is not worth your time. If you are not getting, it would make more sense for you to just keep, sorry, I put my computer on Do Not Disturb. It would make more sense for you to just keep making the lower cost item.
Hush, I don't have an answer for that.
Siri, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Cancel. Go away. Ugh. Than it would be for you to stop what you're doing and go make this higher ticket item. You need your profit margins to be the same. So if I was selling a $30 Claire Bun Beanie and it takes me 42 minutes and $1.50 in yarn, you would have to take that information and calculate what would I need to sell my Daisy Granny Square Blankets for. It would be very expensive. And if someone wants to pay me $500 for a Daisy Granny Square Blanket, I will make it for them. Because it's worth my time. Either of them I do is worth my time. And you should do that for all of the products in your shop. Excuse me. Hopefully that was helpful. I feel like it was a little bit chaotic. But hopefully that was helpful, Bridget. But I would crunch some numbers. I would look deep, like pay very close attention to what you're doing, and then also look at your future goals. Like, what is your goals for your business, and take all that into consideration when you are pricing your items. I know it's a hard one to get right. It's a dance. It is a dance. Thank you for your question. Next question from Busy Bee Boutique, and she says, glad you're back and feeling better. Thank you. When growing an Etsy shop by advertising on Instagram, how do you go about attracting customers versus other crocheters? Thank you in advance. So this is going to be very much like the answer that I gave Christina about, was it Christina? Yeah, advertising an Etsy shop. You want to use words that attract your ideal customer. You want to use hashtags that attract your ideal customer. You want to create videos that attract your ideal customer, and you want to create photos that attract your ideal customer. If you are taking a picture of all of the yarn you just bought, you are going to attract other crocheters, most likely. If you use hashtag crochet beanie, hashtag crochet pattern, hashtag crocheters of Instagram, hashtag crochet community, hashtag crochet girl gang, that's going to attract crocheters. You want to attract finished piece buyers. You want to attract your mom. Hashtag boy mom. Hashtag mom hair don't care. Hashtag team mom, spirit mom, football mom. Hashtag millennials for life. I don't know. You'd have to do some hashtag research and figure out what it is that your ideal customer, what is she like doing when she's on Instagram? What type of content is she seeing? And what type of hashtags are those content creators using? Those are some things that you want to do. So same for your description. Speak to her. Don't speak to other crocheters. Now, at the end, you can say crochet pattern by at so-and-so if you want to like give them credit as the designer, which I think is lovely, but it could potentially tell the Instagram or the Instagram algorithm to show it to more crocheters. That could happen. But I would put it at the very end, because if I'm a crocheter and I'm looking at your thing, I would just be glancing for the words designed by. Like I would know to do that from like regular act, like the way we act, right? So that's what I would do. Busy Bee Boutique is speak to your person. Thank you, Melody. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah. Speak to your person and then be thinking about her when you're taking pictures and videos. I was going to say something about like videoing your hands while you're crocheting, but non-crocheters are also extremely fascinated by that. But if I was doing it for crocheters, it would be very slow and intentional. If I was doing it for non-crocheters, it might just be me sitting in the corner or in like a fancy, cute little chair in a cute little sweater that's a branded color, right, on brand, and I'm crocheting. Like I can't see like in detail what you're doing, but I can see what you're doing. You know what I mean? So think about that too. Like, is this video something that would interest non-crocheters? Or is this video something that would interest crocheters because they're trying to learn what I'm doing? Keep that in mind too. Hopefully that's helpful. Yeah, she said she had been hashtagging the crochet community. Yeah, we're a big we're a tight community, and so it's very common. And if you wanted to have a personal Instagram where you share your stuff and you use the hashtag community stuff, perfect. But for your business Instagram, keep it ideal customer specific in everything that you do. I'm gonna do one more, even though we're out of time. Heather says, do you have ideas on decide what to make? I have choice paralysis. Heather, you should, if you are a business owner, a finished piece seller, you should make a product line that serves your specific ideal customer. So create your ideal customer, make her up in your head. Who is this woman and how can you serve her well through your expertise as in your life, like what you do, who you are you a teacher, are you a nurse, whatever it is that you have experience with. How can you use who you are and crochet to serve this specific person really well, and then create a product line around that? If you need some ideas, I suggest going to acraftyconcept.com/free patterns and scrolling, because there's over 100 free crochet patterns there. And all that's on that page is pictures. So you're not going to be distracted with text. It's just pictures. So you can scroll through and see which of those things tickle your fancy. Okay, and then someone from Instagram said, but Etsy still requires shipping info. Otherwise, you get dinged for star seller. So I think they're trying to say if you don't give the shipping tracking number, you won't get to be star seller. Stuff that we've been doing is I would just type local in the area that says ship for tracking information. Now, I don't remember if that works or not for star seller. I'm trying to remember. Last I heard, being a star seller does not help you show up in search results. I think having a best seller helps you show up in search results, but being a star seller does not give you a higher up spot in search results. It really doesn't do anything. It's really not important. It looks important, and Etsy makes it seem like it's important, but it's truly not. Something that you do get is you get to chat with Etsy support, which can be handy if you run into an issue. But other than that, star seller is almost like a vanity type thing. So if I was choosing between offering my customers free shipping or not getting star seller, I would serve my people well first. Like, that would be my priority if I had to make my decision based on like which one's more important to me as a business owner. If it's very important to you to be a star seller, that's your priority. I just wouldn't offer free shipping. And that's okay. You can say I quit offering free shipping in my finished piece journey because Mackenzie, if you need to leave, you can. Because meeting people was getting out of hand. Like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be texting them and be like, I'll be at Walmart. I'm in a blue car. And then they be 20 minutes late and then be like, oh, I totally forgot. Can you meet tomorrow? Like, I cannot live that life anymore. So I stopped offering free shipping once my business started picking up anyway. So you can just say I don't offer free shipping because it's not like practical for my business where I'm at right now. That's the best thing you could do. If you wanted to give them a discount, like a 10% off discount, you could. And then like the shipping, you would still be giving them free shipping technically, but they would be paying, you know what I mean? Like price wise, they can either pay $25 including shipping, or get 10% off and still pay shipping and then still pay $25. Or I don't know, math. I'm not mathing right now. But anyway, you could offer them a small discount if you wanted to, but you really don't even have to. But you could say, like, if it's just mouth, like verbal talking, you could say use coupon code locals only, and you'll get 10% off. You'll still have to pay for the shipping. I'll still be shipping your product to you, but you can do that for 10% off. That's something that you could do if you wanted to. Okay, friends, that was a very quick 30 minutes. I hope that I got to everything. Leisha, you could, if you wanted to do packs, you could offer a discount if they bought like packs or bundles. Just if it makes sense for you financially and profit margin wise, because you're still going to be making all of those. So whether I buy 6 individually or I buy 6 at a time, you're still having to make 6 of them. So make sure that it's worth your like time and energy to do that. Because then you're not paying shipping for all of them. Like, you don't have to get 6 different poly mailers. You can just put 6 of them in the same poly mailer. So if it works out for your business to where that's good for you to do, it's also good for the customer if you can offer a discount for. She said, should I discount a purchase if it's for the same products of multiples? Example, 6 of the same thing. That was her question. That's going to be hit or miss. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you are getting some sort of benefit by them buying 6 other than a bigger pay in that moment, like, think about the time. Because like when my shop went viral and I was selling a ton of Claire Bun Beanies, if somebody bought 8 of them, or if somebody just 8 people bought 1, I still had to make 8 Claire Bun Beanies, and I still had hundreds of orders in line, right? So it didn't help me in that moment for them to buy 8 at a time. It wasn't helpful. So I didn't offer any sort of discounts for if they bought lots of them. So it depends on where you're at in your current business season. It depends on how busy you are in your business season, how far along you are in your journey, like what's demand like, how much consistent sales you're getting. It all depends. You got to do what's best for you. But the good news is, Letitia, whichever decision you make is a good one. Like, you can't mess that up. It's just what's best for you. Okay. That is all for today, friends. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I really, really did miss our time together. We are in March. Mackenzie, that's February. We're in March. There it is. Join us every Monday in March, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live, do the Q&A. It's usually about 30 minutes. We went to 40 today, but it's because I missed last week, so it's fine. We're also going to extend this same time for April. So I'll keep telling you throughout the rest of the month. But 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. I will see you guys next week. Have a great day.